All right. Okay. This is what I've been. This is how I'm gonna show right now. This is how I've learned JavaScript or really any language. This is how I do it. Like all you would have to do is just redo what you've done and actually take into consideration of like remembering and stuff like that. And so yeah, like this goes with this. This code is for this. So I'm just showing this off for an example of how I learn. So, I mean, I, like when starting off, I'm just coming back to this. So I'm just starting this like randomly back on because I already had this part saved from yesterday. So if I remember correctly, this is a variable. So all I got to do is just keep on redoing this in my head. All right, I know that this is a variable and this is the my number, and so the my number value that it gives to 10 is 10. So I know that this will return as this. So all it is just returning for this position. So in other words, it's saying if my number, if 10 is greater than 20. And so if it is, then it will say your number is greater than 20. So this is what it prints out right here in the console log section. Um, and so the if and else statement, the else if statement is pretty much saying or else if 10 is less than 20, it would say print out your number is less than 20. So, and then in the console. So, and then the last but not least, like solution is your number is 20 because it's got to either be greater or less than 20 or just is 20. So I would like simply just go through and type it all out just for a good remembrance because like I got the else if my number we got the else if my number less than 20. So we got the less than 20 and then don't forget the curly brace bracket to start your console. Got the console.log and then we're going to say in this one, like it says up there, your number is less than 20. So start off your number is all right. I got it right. Less than 20. So and then we end it there with the semicolon. So there you go. And for example, to show you how this works, all you do is just go to your inspection. You pretty much see your own inspection or whatnot and see like um, what it shows. And you always go to the console part of it because the console part of it shows the most. And so, like, all you're pretty much looking at is none of this exactly. You're not looking at this. It's just extra stuff like database wise in the background. But all you're really looking at is the top right here in the top where it says your number is less than 20, meaning it's going off of 10. So if I, for example, if I put, let me take this out, this extra part right there out, and let's save that, and let's put, for example, 50, and see what that'll come out to. Your number is greater than 20. See, now it's greater. So, and then if we do 20, 20, save that and refresh. If we do 20, it will say your number is 20. See? It's just all about the callings and the log, etc. And so, yeah. So now let's get on with incrementing numbers, like in examples. I'll show you like clear examples of what to do or what not. Let me clear this out real quick. So we're gonna give a variable. So we're gonna start off with a variable, and then our variable is gonna be a. So we're gonna have a equals 10. So we have that, and this should come out undefined, just undefined. All right, because what it does is just gives us a variable like of a, and then returns 10 in the position of a. So think of that. And so since our variable is a, we bring down our variable, and then equals, and then we're gonna do a plus 5, and we always end it in the semicolon. So it's gonna act as if like 10 is right there, and 10 plus 5 is 15. So we should get 15. So as you see, we could even like go so far with it as well. Like we can do a plus 5 and see what that does. Oh, it's an unknown error. It's an unexpected number. So the reason why is because this a plus plus isn't supposed to be this far. It's supposed to have some type of value of either the equal sign or anything else. Like it's really supposed to have the equal sign to actually define the number. So if it's like a double plus, it would be like a one. For I'll show you that example like right now, just to show you. All right. So if I have a plus equal 1 and semicolon, it will come out to 16 because all it did was just add 1 to that 15 since a was already 15 because it changes the number as well. So it goes so on and so on. Say if I do it again, we got a equals 1 and then semicolon, boom, do it again, that should be 17. It goes so on and so on just in that way. So the call out is a, and then the call out for the variable is a. So we have that, and we can just keep on going up just like that, or whatever number you actually need. So if I were to do okay, see we're at 17. So if I did all right, we do 3. We do 17 plus 3, so that should give us 20. So there we go. That was incrementing numbers. So yeah, like it really gets complex because what I'm gonna do is show you some examples of accessing the length property examples. I'm gonna show you some examples on those as well. Like it's like this, but not like this. It's just in different ways because you still use the console log, but maybe like a different variable or whatnot. Maybe it's still the if else method. So yeah, it gets pretty like complex, but it gets better once you start learning it. And this is really how I learn by repeating the same process. Like for example, if I were to copy, but really you shouldn't copy because copying would do nothing. But like you just copy, like copying won't do anything for you. I suggest just to actually like print it out. I mean, no, not print it out, but type it out. So if I would be to type out variable, I'll put the variable number and I'll return it as 20 and end that in the semicolon. So I know that. So I'm saying if my number, if 20 is greater than 40, I'm gonna just go 20 higher. So I say 40 and end it there and start off my curly brace and console dot log. Then we have your number is greater than 40. And there we go. And we should end it right there. And so the next line we should say else if. So you would just put in your head to say else if. It's really saying or else. If my number is less than 40, there you go. Like we would have that right there, and then we start a new curly brace. So we have our console.log. And so as you see right here, it says your number is less than 20. So we have greater right here, and then we will put less than 40 down here. Your number less than 40. So we'll add that, and then we would end it right there. And yeah, it's pretty common. And so we always end in a semicolon. Like after calling for your console log, always end in the semicolon. Just remember that. So yeah, as you see up here, always end it in the semicolon, because if you don't, it won't like prosper well. It won't like adjust well for your code, because every JavaScript is like heavy on, is really sensitive towards little things as like capitalizations and etc. and stuff like that, or misputs, or whatever you put stuff is really got to be in a certain spot. So JavaScript is really like heavy on that. So, and last but not least, we got the else statement. So we're gonna start the else statement with the console. We got the else statement. So we got console.log, and then the last but not least, we're gonna say your number your number is 40. And then we would end it there. And yeah, don't forget the semicolon, boom. And that should give us the answer. So in this term, let me delete everything else. Let me delete everything else before this. So in this, it should give us your number is less than 40, because yeah, 20 is less than 40, like 20 below. So yeah, it just should give us less than 40. And so as we go over here, we would refresh it and see your number is less than 40. See, exactly. So that part was actually, like I said before, we was defining the variables inside the numbers. So yeah, that's what that was. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Thank you.